mentioning, if you take a undeformed rock, the grains, are all haphazard orientation. Suppose Malani example I was giving you, Malani. Here suppose these are the quartz grains. Let us take the quartz grains first. So if you see a Malani rock under microscope, so this grain will be extinct, this grain will be open, because they are haphazardly oriented. Its optic axis may be in this direction. Its optic axis may be in this direction. Optic axis you are understanding now here. See. So one whose optic axis is parallel to this polarizer and analyzer, that will become extinct. This will not be extinct. So if you put all these quartz grains together, if you see together, this will produce a, suppose you plot all these optic axes in a stereo net. Then this will be oriented, here. This will be oriented here. Like this. They will be plotted all over the diagram. All over the diagram. So it will show a scattered distribution. Scattered distribution. That means the rock is not deformed. Rock is a parent igneous rock. It will not show any pattern. But now if you deform it, if you deform this rock, so during deformation, the slip planes are the major features which rotate. The slip planes. As I told you, suppose in a pure shear means, suppose you have a circle and you press it, this is pure shear. If you press it, then this will become an ellipse, So all these lines, whatever orientation you may show, they will all become aligned, parallel to this long axis of the strain ellipse. Understood? So these slip planes, these slip planes which are right like this, right angle to the optic axis, they will be all aligned parallel to one direction. So in this case, after deformation, if you take a orientation of the C axis and plot in a stereo net, so they will be plotting here. This is the elongation direction X. This is the elongation direction. So optic axis will be perpendicular to that. This will be at an angle, this will be perpendicular, this will be exactly perpendicular. So how this axis will be plotted? Some will be here, some will be here, like this, So this will produce a girdle like this. This is called girdle distribution. If it is strongly deformed, all the planes will be parallel to this axis, then this connectivity will not be there. They will all concentrate to this place. So this is called a cleft girdle. If it is a weakly deformed rock, so some of this data will come inside like this. So this will be a girdle, complete girdle, either a cleft girdle or a complete girdle. But there won't be any data here, because there won't be any plane like this standing, Suppose this slip plane, slip plane suppose इधर था, optic axis इधर. So this cannot remain like this. This has to rotate. Okay? ये ऐसा आ जाएगा, the optic axis will go here. So all of them will rotate parallel to this stretching direction or the elongation direction. That is why you get a pattern. So this is called a LPO. LPO of a deformed rock. A girdle distribution. Understood this pattern? So if you can determine the orientation of this axis either by U-stage or there are many other instruments, then you can tell whether the rock is strongly deformed, weakly deformed, how much deformation has taken. All those things can be quantified from this LPO. Understood? Now I have told you earlier, see, Then
Is it necessary that left guardrail is always indicate the high deformation?
high difference. Otherwise it will show. Just come to this.
So it might be that if my rock is going less deformed and it don't have any plane to fulfill that whole great circle.
Plane means
For forming that great circle, we need that particular orientation.
so
Right?
from where that absence of those planes will arise.
Suppose some sleep and
That is what to bring to that situation, Suppose now you are sitting in a very orderly position. Suppose I am not here. What you will do? You will all distribute. You assume that everything is distributed homogeneously. In a undeformed rock means what? All of you are haphazardly oriented. That is the thing. Now I came in, so you are all pressed. So when I am here, all of you are ordered. Now in between, when I am entering, some of you are standing still. Some of you are in orderly position. The transition period. So from a absolutely unorderly position or disorderly position to absolutely orderly position, there will be some transitions. The transitions is your discard. If you go to the absolutely orderly position, left guard. All of you are in this side of the hall. That is where left guard. Some of you are here, some of you are there. That is I am entering. When I am not there, you are all disorderly position. That is the meaning of these things, Amount of deformation. You understand? So to bring to a situation where there is nobody here, I have to stand. Then only nobody will be here. If I am not here, some of you definitely will be there. To bring a situation, nobody will be here, I have to be here. You understand this logic, na? That is the thing. So, a cleft guard will always indicate, high state of deformation. Very high state of deformation. And if it is a complete girdle, in between. If no girdle, haphazard orientation, no deformation. Situation is like this. Clear, na? Now, I have told you earlier, you have one pure shear deformation. How you define a pure shear? Today we will cover this pure shear and simple shear a little later. But for the time being, you just remember. Suppose you have a circle like this, and you press it. Then this becomes a ellipse. So this is a pure shear deformation. When you just press it. Now, if you give a couple to it, shear couple to it, like this, So here it was a circle, and you are giving a shear couple to it. So this will become like this, and circle will become an ellipse. This is a simple shear. Understood, na? Now, in this case, the lines, which are drawn here, all these lines will be, parallel to this x. But in this case, the lines which are there inside, line there inside, they will become like this, you see. And gradually this ellipse will tilt like this. But lines will be stretched towards this long axis. This is the z. X. And gradually this x will rotate. Gradually this will go towards this shear plane. This is the shear plane. This here. You see the situation, two different things, Now, when you see these things and these things, the girdle distribution will be similar, but little, this is the cystocity plane, and here the girdle distribution is like this, symmetrical to this cystocity. But in this case, this is the cystocity. The rock is deformed by simple shear, but this girdle will be tilted, in the direction of shear. this has gone that side, so this will also tilted towards that side. So by observing a LPO also, you can say whether it is a simple shear or a pure shear. You don't understand this part. So these LPOs are very effective. Many times you may not be able to see in the field or in the microscope, features related to simple shear and pure shear. But if you produce a LPO, this will definitely tell you very accurately. So this is a asymmetric pattern, asymmetric girdle, asymmetric LPO. So it will be tilted in the direction of shear. ठीक है ना? Now, I will not go further details, because this is a full-time subject, this LPOs. But this much you remember how the LPO comes into picture, and how it is produced, and how to distinguish a pure shear and a simple shear.
Sir,
Tell me.
how we are getting this curve type of figure, like we are calling order?
This distribution, no? Distribution you are telling.
No, sir, this girdle is like concave. How we are getting this shape?
Concave means, I will tell you. I will tell you. Just tell you. जरा इसको दबाना.
दबा के रखो. स्विच ऑन नहीं.
क्यों इतना काम क्यों? ठीक है. Coming, you see, I will draw a very rough sketch, showing the optic axis. You just see this one. Came, na?
Light of control.
It's okay. Now you see, I am drawing different split planes like these, like these, like these, like these, like these. All haphazardly oriented split planes, These are split planes, master split planes of quartz. Understood, na? Now, which is the optic axis? Optic axis will be right angle to it. Optic axis will be right angle to it. So this is optic axis, this is optic axis, this is optic axis, this is optic axis. Any direction. And we are drawing in a horizontal plane, The computer cannot allow, the screen is a horizontal one. But you can think they are tilted in different angles. So plane is like this. It could be, axis could be 10 degree plunge, 20 degree plunge, horizontal. Now, if I plot all these axes, this axis, in a stereo net, where they will fall? They will fall everywhere, no? Everywhere in the diagram, depending on the plunge amount and direction. Now, what I am doing, I am just deforming it. I am just deforming. The lines are seen or not? Lines are seen. Now, if I deform it, suppose let us deform in this way. A pure shear deformation I will give you, Pure shear deformation I am giving. what will happen? You see, I should not have drawn those optic axes. Just I did a mistake in drawing the optic axis. I should not draw the optic axis. If the optic axis is not non-existent. The optical feature only, it does not exist, physically it does not exist. Now these are the sleep planes and I will deform it. Now you see what is happening with those planes. All of them will become like this. Now. Initially they may be having an interest. Now you draw the perpendiculars to it. So they will be in this direction, na? From top to bottom. Top to bottom, depending on the plunge. आप कितना plunge हो रहा है. So they will come in this field only, in this field. So what I am asking, why it is concave like this? Are you asking this concave kind, why it is concave like this? See this concavity, that means what it says, near the periphery, the distribution is little larger, near the periphery. But at the center, the distribution is less. That is what concavity means. What? Concavity means suppose the concavity we are talking about like this. Here it is little spread out. Little spread out. Whereas here the spreading is less. That is why concavity. If you remove the concavity, does not matter. If you remove the concavity, still then you will think that the distribution is almost equal. They will be like this one, straight two lines. But you understand these things why it is continuous. If you remove from here, so everything will be just narrow band. You understand this part? Huh? Because all these planes, whether it is tilted, everything will be parallel like this, to deformation. Suppose initially the plane was, प्लेन ऐसे टिल्ट था, ये भी ऐसे हो जाए, ऐसे टिल्ट था, वो भी ऐसे हो जाए, ऐसे था, ये भी ऐसे हो जाए. Everything will come to this parallelism. That is why the optic axis all go to this place. Why these things are coming? Suppose some plane is still existing, less deformation. So its plot will be here, somewhere here. Understand here? Huh? Depending on the plunge or deep of the plane. Now why this concavity is coming? Because the spread is more near the periphery. Spread is less near the center. Why spread is more in the periphery? The low-lying plane, the low-lying axis. These are the horizontal axes. Horizontal axis. Horizontal axis are more. Naturally, because everything you are bringing into horizontal, so their density will be more. Everything you are bringing it to right angle to the compression. So its density will be more compared to this. That's why this concavity comes. Otherwise, concavity is not a permanent feature also. Everywhere there will be concavity, it's not the case also. But this continuity will be there. That is why it is called a Gardel distribution. Clear, na? Huh? Why it is a Gardel? Now, what is saying? Type 1 and type 2 is telling you. I told you that if you go detail, then many things will come out. Type 1, it is called type 1 cross guard. Type 2 cross guard. You see how it appears. Huh? Type 2 cross guard. So they appear like this, They bifurcates. So different patterns of the gardens. When there is a bifurcation here, and so they become like this, So this is called skeleton of the girdle. This is called skeleton of the girdle. skeleton, skeleton of girdle. These are the skeleton of the girdle. Central line of this girdle is called skeleton. They cross, here it bifurcates. Now I will give a reference, you can sometimes go through that. So, the basic book, sometimes, these are all e-books are there. P-A-S-S-C-H-I-E-R, S-H and Trow, T-R-A-U-W, Trow. Pesterian Trow, page number 91. Just give it some little explanation to all these girdles. You don't require so many things, but you see why the girdles are coming. From the pattern of the girdles, you can know what type of deformation has taken place. Now, what you will do, I will show you some photographs. Before starting the next part, I will show you some photographs. Is it clear now? You are asking? Girdle, you could understand why the girdle comes. Girdle comes because it is less deformation. If it is very high deformation, this will go to the top. That is it. Okay, I will remove it.
So there is shape like a complete lens. Then it means that most of the optical axes they are horizontal, hence vertical. And in case the complete deformation or the maximum deformation takes place, most of them becomes horizontal rather than vertical. But sir, if our slip planes are becoming horizontal, shouldn't the optical axis be vertical?
Again.
If our planes, slip planes are becoming horizontal with the deformation, shouldn't the optic axis be perpendicular?
See, it is not question of vertical or horizontal. See, suppose you have a block of rock, If you press it, how the slip planes will take place? Yes, sir. All slip planes will be like this. Understood, na? So optic axis will be this way. Suppose you press it. So all the planes will be like this. Optic axis will be this way. So it is right angle to that plane. Understood now? Whether if plane is like this, all concentration will be here. If plane is like this, all concentration will be here. That is what.
These two axes are where the stress is acting.
That's all. Now when you are seeing under microscope, what you do? This plane you make it this way. आप slide कैसे बनाओगे otherwise? You cut a rock and you see these historicity planes and like this, na? So all of them will go there. So principle is this, not horizontal or vertical. Right angle to this plane. Your slip plane is now this way. So the 90-degree apart. That is it. Clear, na? To understand this question, na? Now I will show you. So some amount of understanding has come regarding simple shear and pure shear. Simple shear where there is external rotation. Pure shear there is no external rotation. Only you press it. Pure shear and simple shear. Shear means deformation, you understand. So it has two names. One is the pure deformation, another is the simple deformation. You are deforming the rock, one by couple, another by pressing. So the pressing is known as pure shear or pure deformation. And the other one, where you give a couple, it is a simple deformation or simple shear. Pure and simple, these are 90-degree apart, you understand na? Pure persons are not simple. अब जाओ कोई प्रोफेसर यहाँ देखा होगा, नहीं, आपको 90% क्लास होगा तो मैं A ग्रेड दूंगा. There are some people, अरे ठीक है 85 में छोड़ दो. Simple people are not pure. Pure people are not simple. Exactly, they have named that way. Pure deformations are very difficult. But simple shear, the simple deformations are very easy. So always try to be simple, not to be very pure. If you pure, you will get मार खाएगा, गाली खाएगा. So all the deformation, suppose two plates are going, two plates are colliding. You understand the collision. The moment the collision comes, वो subduction बंद हो जाता है. You cannot progress further. But as long as subduction is going on, one plate is going down, other plate is going up. This is shear couple is working. So deformation you can do, any amount of deformation you can do. But the moment the collision happens, they cannot go further. वही बंद हो जाता है. Collision is a pure shear deformation, but subduction is a simple shear deformation. You have to follow this point, na? So simple, that is why it is called simple shear. So simple shear has certain characteristics, pure shear has certain characteristics. We will discuss now. But before that, why I will discuss also, there is some significance about it. In MS में कुछ तो पढ़ा होगा. But how to relate these things to different structural features, that is the importance of this term. I will show you some photographs and I will ask you, how do you explain these features? Only for that your understanding about pure shear and simple shear necessary. Because these are the two deformation procedures. आप जितना deformation feature आप field में देख रहे हैं, ductile deformation you are talking, fold, ductile shear zones, boardings, schistosity, cleavage, everything is the product of this deformation. LPO is the product of deformation only. LPO तो आपका microscopic scale में हो गया. But now if you see in the field scale, a fold, whenever a fold comes into picture, you always think, somebody has pressed it. That is very easy way of thinking, But there are different ways of producing the fold. So to understand that, these basics of this deformation, pure shear and simple shear, you should understand. Otherwise you cannot understand how these folds are produced. So I will show you some photographs. You see where you use stammer, you cannot explain a single feature. Though you see them in the field, your teacher might have shown them in the field, but have you understood those features? मैं देखा था कुछ features, फिर हम जाएंगे धीरे धीरे वो simple shear, pure shear को. I will try to make it very easy, See, I will show you some photographs, and I will ask you what are those features. You tell me. एक फीचर पहले मैं दिखाऊंगा. अरे able to see this है photograph? Clear ना? और light off करना है क्या? Clear ना? This is very common feature in the field, कौन नहीं देखा? Everybody must have seen. If you have gone to a metamorphic terrain or a deformed terrain, you must have seen this type of features. नहीं देखा होगा तो फिर I will tell you, you have not seen done a structural field work or metamorphic field work. See feature क्या? What is this feature? Boardings, yeah. So these are boardings. छोटा छोटा कट हो गया तो boardings हो गया. So what is this rock? What is this white unit? This is a pegmatite vein. Pegmatite vein. Pegmatite vein is very famous for certain types of minerals, So this is a pegmatite vein which has produced boardings. Now this is also pegmatite vein. So where are the boardings? Both are pegmatite vein, but here the boardings are produced. But why there is no boarding here? So what thickness matters? Why thickness matters? You understood this part, na? अब छोटा सा रुमाल को फाड़ना very easy है. Can you fart a bedsheet like that, So thickness matters, to produce a definite of structures. In an area, there are so many pegmatite veins, but not a single boarding. But there are areas where pegmatite veins full of boardings. Difference is there. Up in what scale you are dealing? If veins are very thin, you will get thousands of boarding features. But if veins are very thick, so it is a cutting. You have to cut it. You have to cut like this, तो आप कितना काटते हैं? That depends, ना. If a very thick vein, you cannot cut entire thing. So it could not produce a boarding. It produced a boarding. Understood this part? So we will discuss about these things. So thickness, how it works. Now tell me, what is the shape of these puddings? They are lanced. Once you are asking what is the difference between the organ and the pudding. So this looks like an organ, na? Eyes. Eyes are always lanced. No rectangular eye is there in the world. But puddings are rectangular. All puddings are not eye shape. So all organs are pudding, but all puddings are not organ. Organ, when this eye shape will come, then you can say it is organ. So why some puddings produce rectangular feature? Why some puddings produce eye shaped features? So what is the property? You don't understand these things, na? We will explain. We will deal with these features, Okay. Now, if I ask, यहाँ पुडिंग है, पेगमाटाइट वेन में पुडिंग है. What is this rock? What is this rock? This is a cyst. So it is a cyst or little nice, amphibolite. That sort of thing, You don't understand this part, na? You see the foliation planes, how close they are. So you can say it is a cyst or a nice or amphibolite sort of thing. But here there is no pudding structure. इस एरिया में कोई pudding नहीं. आप बोलेंगे because there is no pegmatite vein. That is why there is no pudding. So how pegmatite vein is responsible for producing the pudding? You will understand these features. So these type of things should come to your mind, in the field. How to express different structural features, in terms of this deformation. Pure shear, simple shear. इसको लेके आप explain करेंगे. पहले पेगमाटाइट वेन इंट्रूड हुआ, बाद में डिफॉर्मेशन हुआ, पहले मेटामॉर्फिज्म. So ऐसे आपको यह फाइंड suitable solution. And these solutions now are not mathematically bounded. Remember, we are dealing with a natural phenomenon. आपका कभी पेट दर्द हुआ होगा तो कभी भी खाना नहीं फ्लाजिल और वड़ी दर्द को पेट का दर्द हुआ तो एक ही टैबलेट में ठीक होगा. There may be different reasons, but always doctor thinks you take similar type of tablets, your पेट दर्द ठीक हो जाएगा. Geologist never thinks in one line, for explaining the same feature. So there may be several explanations for this, You are telling one, she will tell another thing. Okay. So now let us go to another feature. अच्छा, मैं दिखाऊंगा. ये इसको देखते हैं. Are you able to see this thing? क्या देख रहे हैं? What are you observing in this photograph? हाँ? इसका pointer नहीं है. अच्छा नहीं. What are you observing in this photograph? You are able to see that. What is this? Can you see a fold? What is the rock there? What is this unit? It is a quartz vein or a pegmatite vein, you can see. No problem. You saw the earlier photograph. Is there only any other feature or is there only the fold is the feature? Huh? Foliation you are seeing. And what else? Faulting. Is there a fault? Yeah, there is a minor fault there. No, I don't know. Yeah, wait. And what else? Pudding. I showed you pudding, na? Then why you are confusing? You have a fold as well as a pudding. Understood, na? So these photographs has both fold and pudding. Can you tell me how it is produced? You are having fold as well as pudding. Do they belong to two different generations? पहले पुडिंग हुआ, बाद में फोल्ड हुआ. पहले फोल्ड हुआ, बाद में पुडिंग हुआ. So these explanations you have to give me. You are getting both wood. Earlier photograph there are no fold. This photograph has fold as well as pudding. How do you explain? Two different stages of intrusion. Any other explanation? वह कार्तिक क्या आपका हाथ क्यों पूरा उठा ले तो कैसे देखूंगा? बताओ क्या बोल रहे हैं? हाँ. Is it two stage or single stage? Maybe single stage is stage. तो कौन सा ठीक है? This you don't understand. Which one is correct? He is telling same stage both structures are developed. He is telling two different stages they are developed. कौन बताएगा आपको? So unless you understand that strain, you know, pure shear, simple shear में क्या कैसे होता है, you cannot explain these features correctly. Understood ना? Okay. Now you can see some other feature also. You see these folds. Can you see these folds? This part of the fold you see. Can you see? These are asymmetric folds. Asymmetric folds, do you remember? Huh? Asymmetric folds are like this. One limb is greater, another limb is smaller. See this one? The long limb, short limb, long limb, short limb. This short limb, long limb. Can you see now? So you have asymmetric folds. You have also symmetric folds. See, if you see this part, it is a symmetric fold. You see, symmetric fold. So both symmetric fold as well as asymmetric folds, they are existing. How will you explain both folds existing together? Now another thing you see. I'll just tell you. Now, one place, you know, maybe this fold, you know, this fold you see, as a drawing, yeah, this fold becomes like this. थोड़ा सा अंदर में जाके यूं घुसते ऐसे. You see, this goes inside and comes out. What is this type of folds? See, generally you see the folds like this, you know, then they become like this. But why some folds become like this, you know? Oppositely turned. Oppositely turned, you can understand. Negative interlimb angle. Negative interlimb angle. Negative interlimb angle. Why it is produced? So negative interlimb angles are called stigmatic folds. Huh? Stigmatic folds. So how stigmatic folds exist? So once you start observing, and there is a guide, good guide, you know, field guide with you, you will show you so many features inside this. Small outcrop will produce so many features. And if you try to unravel or explain one feature after another, many things come out about the difference. Now I will show you another photograph. Huh? You understood this part now? At present you do not have answer, single answer. But after this strain part is over, you will have a single answer. I am sure. Now tell me. First photograph. First photograph, I will just check one second. Huh? Yeah, tell me.
How to say whether the vein is coming out like this or it's going like this?
Which one? Which plane? These planes are asking.
The vein.
Vein is
like this or is it coming out?
oh, it is going inside or out?
Inside or is like this?
Oh, like this or it is going inside. That is what, na? Now you see. So these are puddings. These are puddings. And suppose before these puddings are produced, you know. So it was a single plane, na, like this. It must be like this, na. Then puddings are produced here, puddings are not produced. That difference I will explain. But initially they were all a single, you know, layer like this, you know. Pudding, which is called a pudding line. Now if you join them, this is called pudding line. So these detachments, na. Detachments are produced, you know. Produced कैसे होगा? If there is stretching like this, ऐसे stretching हुआ, ऐसे. Then this type of detachments will happen. So in that case, what you have to see? You have to see this section, A section. This is a vertical section. You see this vertical section. Then these values, no. Are they showing this pinch and swirl or the pudding structure, or it is a continuous one? Then only you will be able to get your answer.
Not seeing that this vertical section you cannot say, sir.
You cannot see.
You cannot say.
This side. See this side, here you may not be able to see. In some other place, you know, you will be able to see. See, suppose this section is occurring here. This outcrop is occurring here. You may not be able to see this side, but you walk sometimes. There will be a break here, you know, after say half a kilometer. There you will see this pegmatite veins in a different section, In that section you see whether the puddings are there or puddings are not there. If puddings are there, then you say the stretching is like this. If puddings are not there is no stretching in that direction. Are you able to get veins? Huh? Maybe I may be little deviating. Is it okay? You have to see both the sections. A section, if it is not useful or not sufficient, go to some other section. So you have to find, you have to search. Now I'll show you another photograph. You know. There are so many, but I'll show you few so that we can start the chapter. अच्छा, ये बताइए what is this structure called? Can you see something in this photograph? Huh? So dark I know, because I do not want to say give the answers to you. You know. I will show you in a consecutive photograph, then you tell me. आप पहले इसको देखो, I am not giving you the answer, so it's easier. आप देखो इसको ठीक से, ये देखो फिर. What are you observing here? और एक फोटोग्राफ देखा था.
सर वाइट
Here you see. Can you see some pegmatite veins or quartz veins here? Again come back. Let us go to the first photograph. Let us see this photograph. It is a cyst. Rock is a cyst. But can you see the quartz veins or pegmatite veins, whatever you say? They are not very long. It is small veins, you know. But are you able to observe some orientation, some pattern in them?
So top to right.
Huh?
Top to right.
Top to right, yeah. What is this arrangement called?
Biswal.
कैसा arrangement है ये? These quartz veins or pegmatite veins have an anissalon arrangement. Anissalon means like this, you know, one over the other. See, they have a pattern like A. One vein you saw the pegmatite veins very large, you know, producing puddings. So these type of veins also exist. So it gives different meaning. There it was a meaning. Here it is different meaning, you know. So these are called anissalon veins. So the anissalon veins, how do you explain? How it is produced? These anissalon veins. These are very good for gold mines, you know. In most of these gold mines, the long veins do not work. Long veins do not carry the gold or the mineralizations. Mineralizations occur here. Mineralizations occurs in these anissalon veins. Small veins. The large veins do not produce good metallic deposits. So you should look for areas, you know, where this type of anissalon veins are there for a mineral investigation. Before that, I had shown you this. You see, now you are able to see the veins. Now, understood now? These veins you see, they occur, you know, along a fracture plane. If fracture plane आप देखो, fracture plane में these veins are arranged like this. See? So this fracture plane is a fault or a shear zone, and these veins are oriented like this. This is very ideal for mineralization, particularly this gold, tungsten, tin, this type of mineralizations. This anissalon vein arrangements. इसको आप explain करना है मेरे को, how it is produced. Now I will go one more stage. See, now you will be able to see. Can you see? Now you see, all of these photographs have one arrangement. Nature is so systematic. इधर उधर देखो, तो राइट साइड को मोड़ के रहा ना, ये tilted towards right. You see this tilted towards right. Tilted towards right means ऐसे करके यूं. This is the fracture plane. You see the next photograph. See ऐसे. See how systematic it is. So how this is produced? This anatholon quartz means how it is produced. Okay. So this, to understand these things, you have to understand this strength. Otherwise you cannot. और एक फीचर में देखा था वहाँ. This is the thin section photograph. Now I have written the name. Can you see these things? Huh? So these are we are all this discussing now. So these are granulation cleavage. So these are the earlier cleavage. These are the second cleavage. They are called granulation cleavage. Second cleavages are called granulation cleavage. So how the granulation cleavage develops, we will discuss. और देखा थे. ये तो आपका आ गया shear zone. I will show you one photograph. Then we will. अच्छा ये photograph आप थोड़ा देखो आप. हाँ? अंबाजी का आप देखा है इसको? You saw it or you looked it? इसको कोई सर लोग गाँव वाले भी देखते होंगे इसको रोज. यहाँ देखा आपने मैं पूछ रहा हूँ. Suppose I ask you, what did you see there? हाँ? That is what I wanted to ask you. What did you see in this photograph? Huh? 2 pages folding. Can you see these folds? You can see now. This is a large fold. Can you see the cleavage? You see the cleavages parallel to axial plane. You see this cleavage developed here. There are small. You see the buddings here. Can you see the buddings? One photograph will give you 1,000 evidences. But if you want to explain this photograph, you should have a background of information in terms of pure shear and simple shear. नहीं तो इसको explain नहीं कर पाएंगे आप. Okay. So this is अंबाजी photograph. Huh? So in many cases I have brought from there only. So only one thing I will just show you. These the photos. These things will explain. Now I will do early. This photograph will also. This also in Ambaji, you must have seen. हाँ? आप देखो ये बुडिंग सिर्फ सी एक बुडिंग है इसमें, एक बुडिंग है इधर बुडिंग है. Buddings are again folded. You see the fold. But most important part of it, I will show you. ये बताओ आपको बताना है ना. But मैं बता दूंगा because this at this stage you cannot say whether fold is earlier, budding is earlier, unless you understand that. That I will explain you first. Then I will come back to these photographs again and you will be able to explain. But मैं आपको दिखाता हूँ एक छोटा सा चीज है. एक मिनट मैं इसको बड़ा करता हूँ. ये जगह को बड़ा करना चाहता हूँ. पाएंगे कि नहीं देख पाएंगे. Uses its. See this part. This is also pegmatite difference. Small, very thin pegmatite difference. इसका तो छोटे fold इतना है. Maybe within this span, there may be 10 to 20 folds. You see, छोटे fold. These are called small wavelength folds. Small wavelength folds. Now, if you see, you just remember this spot. This spot you remember. See, here, this is a very thin vein, producing so many folds, but this is a very thick vein. It is producing 1 or 2 folds. Why this difference? Why a thicker vein is producing a smaller fold, a thinner vein is producing many such folds, Like buddings, a thick vein will produce no budding, a thin fan will produce so many buddings. So that explanation will come to.
I think it's already time.
We will explain all those things. Okay. So we will stop it here. Next class we will see. Monday morning we will see there in the other classroom.